Crystal with Hattis Daughter, and I am your tarot reader. I have had such a great time reading for you all, and I had uploaded my first set of videos last month, and I was so nervous about doing it, but you all have been so kind and sweet and generous with your comments. I want to give back. I want to be able to give one of you a complimentary reading. I'm doing this for every sign, but I can only do it for one of each. So I'd like to choose one of you. Just make sure that you are subscribed and that you make a comment, and I will put your name in the bucket of names, and we will choose one person for a reading per zodiac. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get on with your March 2020 general reading. In Aries, the center of your card represents you, right? That fire energy, that go get 'em, let's move forward, let's get her done. And that is the Ace of Wands. And oh, how I love that that is the center of your read. Not only is this about a new passionate opportunity, but one that you are also seeking out, and opportunities that are coming your way that are in line with what your passions are. And I feel like that you haven't had that in a long time. Like passionately, things haven't been lining up for you, but now they are. The first card I have in your moon energy, can I tell you right now, Aries, my heart is pounding. I can barely talk or breathe. I can feel this energy coming off of your reading like nobody's business. Okay, so I need to take a couple of woosah breaths. You have the Six of Wands, the Hanged Man, let's move my big old finger, and the Empress card. So with this being in your moon energy, this is energy of your emotions, of your subconscious, and or when spirit is working in your favor behind those spiritual curtains. And with that Six of Wands, the energy I get right away is, I want to say that things have been, your life looks completely different than it did 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I feel like that you made a new move. You started a new relationship. You started a new business. You started a new career. And I felt like it was just starting around 3.5 years ago for you. And like I said, your everyday life, it looks completely different. You live in it differently. Perhaps you even live in a different state, a different country, a different house. Like there's something so different about it, and that your everyday just looks different from your everyday did 3 years ago. And you just started reflecting on that recently. And the reason why this is important, and we're going to go to your sun energy, is because it actually has affected your current sun energy. And your sun energy is your ego, where you show up to every day. And you got the Temperance card, the Death card, and the Devil card. So first off, you have 3 major arcanas in your sun energy. So there is definitely some transformation that is happening with you, and it's going to be with you and resonate with you for a little while. I want to say 3 to 6 months, you can expect this energy. So, interesting enough, because, I listen to readings on YouTube as well, and I'm actually going to make a video of some of my favorites. That's going to be one of the things I plan on doing. And what I find very interesting is that Capricorn and Aries, they seem to have a relationship, almost a karmic relationship, and maybe because they're both cardinal signs, they're both kind of go-getters. But because I do see this Devil card here in your reading, perhaps Aries, you are dealing with a Capricorn in your life. And with this Death card that's associated, because that Death card is looking right at that. This is how it is on my end. That Death card is looking right at that Devil card. And I feel like that something is ending, right? I feel like there's a couple of us. I feel like there's 2 or 3 of us to where the relationship itself is actually going to be ending. And this is the thing, Aries. It needs to, right? Because I feel like that someone was giving more than the other. I feel like there's also a little bit of narcissism that was in this relationship, and it was a dead end, right? It was one of those where someone gave more And the person that was receiving was almost like, I'm sorry, you're still not giving enough. I want more. I need more. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't empty yourself out for someone else. So just know, Aries, that if that is you and that relationship is ending with that Capricorn, I know this is very specific, it is meant to happen, but it was also meant for you to be in that relationship too. It's karmic. It's absolutely karmic. I feel that for sure. On the other end of that, I see that some of us are ending a way of thinking, a way of doing things. There's a shift, and it had to die in order for this relationship or this situation to be better. And that's what that death energy is, what I'm picking up. I also see that it's not necessary. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. I also feel like it's a friendship. I feel like it's two friends. Perhaps it's a to make it a bit more general. Maybe it's a fire sign with a I'm thinking water. It's a fire sign. I know I'm thinking water because I see this temperance card. It's a fire sign with a water sign. Water and air. Okay. So there's Aries, there's a relationship for sure. Some of you it's a situation to where we had to step back and make a change in ourselves or see it from a different perspective. And you have, because that's what I saw in your moon energy. It's almost like, I want to say recently, the past 6 to 8 months, you were bringing in what you were doing the 3.5 years prior. And you were bringing that into your current situation, your current relationship, your current way of thinking, and it wasn't working. It was starting to backfire on you. And it's like you're starting to recognize where you were, how you got here, and where you are right now. And you are making a shift, right? Because these things that happened in your past were shackling you. And it was self-inflicted, right? You kind of put this chain around your neck and you stayed in that way of thought because you were so busy living in the past. You let one trigger dictate how you were going to live, how you were going to treat this relationship, how you were going to treat this situation. And something has happened, right? Something has happened in your moon energy to where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not there anymore. I have made progress. I am in a different situation and it's better. Why am I acting like it's worse? And the great thing is with this temperance card is you are going to, you're getting a spiritual alchemy. It's going to help you balance this death and this devil, right? And what I mean by that, it's going to help you as the situations come, as these triggers come, it's going to help you see it in different light. And I feel like that you almost have a lighter spirit too than you did several months ago. Okay, so now we're going to move on to your immediate present. Aries, what is happening? Are you playing the lottery? Because along with that Ace of Wands, you have the Sun card, Leo energy, and then you have the World card, more Saturn energy, which is related to Aquarius and Capricorn. So first of all, we have the Sun and the World card, right? Two other major arcana. You are going through some transformations for sure, right? So now you have this new opportunity, this new energy, this passionate thing that you're going for. And that's what I feel like. I feel like something's just lining up for you all of a sudden. And now is the time, right? That's what this World card is signifying. We are now about to start a new cycle in our lives, Aries. And it's a great one of prosperity, right? That's what those sunflowers are. They're nurturing. They give you life. They give you beauty. I feel like like I said, you feel lighter. Your spirit feels lighter. You feel happier. Something has shifted in you, and I absolutely love it. Whatever you have gone through, it was karmic and had to happen. You are in such a better place right now. And if you're not right now, Aries, you are going to start feeling it in March, April, and it's going to carry you through most of the year. I love it. And you're going to need that because you have that Ace of Wands. So obviously, whatever direction we're headed into, you're going to need that Aries energy to push you forward. All right, so let's expand on your moon energy and see what, maybe we can get a glimpse of what this 3 years ago was about, or these past 3 years have been about, and why it's taking you here now. Yeah, you walked away from something for sure. So, Aries, you showed right on up with the Six of Wands. We have that Emperor energy, and we also have that Page of Swords. So that Emperor energy, that's you know, it represents 4, and we're going into the month of March. So to me, that says something. I feel like that we're going to be stabilizing our emotions more so in March than what they have been, because I see another 4 and another 4. So we're going to talk about that momentarily. I feel like with this Page of Swords that you were almost, I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you, but I almost feel like there was this, like you were ungrateful for what, for where you are now. And yes, they're telling me that there's an Aries out there like, I'm not ungrateful. I'm sorry. Like even look at the face of that Page of Swords, right? There was just a little bit of, you just weren't happy with where you were, not realizing it really wasn't that bad. It was all on how you looked at it. And you walked away from something. And when you walked away from it, I almost feel like you didn't walk away because you walked away because you didn't feel appreciated. You walked away because you already felt abandoned before you even left. It wasn't like somebody, you almost feel like they emotionally left you, right? You felt like that someone left you behind, and that's why you had to get up and go. And when you did, and this is earth energy, perhaps you kind of moved into more of an earth energy type environment, or home, or country, or state, or relationship, right? And although it has taken time, you realize it's a much better situation. It's more stable. There's more love. There's more caring. There's more, I hear loyalty. And really, I just like, it's like I can almost smell the air even being clearer, right? And that's where that 4 of Pentacles. Remember I said I saw 4s? We have that, the Emperor, who represents 4 in regards to energy, and then we have that 4 of Pentacles. And then when I expanded on that Hanged Man, I have 4 of Swords along with the 8 of Cups. So if you're questioning, like, did I make the right move? You did, right? And I feel like that you're starting to recognize that. I feel like that with this 4, and you know that 4 of Swords, it is all about coming back from a rest and an appreciation from battle. And I'm talking about battle where there was death. A battle to where there was death. Death of relationships, death of a job, like something you left behind that you had to sever. And you've been questioning your decision for the past 3.5 years, Aries. And now, once you have rested from that battle, right? You see that 4th sword, and that's the one you battled with is in that tomb with you. And this isn't a tomb of death, it's just a tomb of rest. You have the 3 of swords there that are still hanging. And 3s are all about moving forward, right? And I feel like that's what you're doing now, is moving forward. I love it, Aries. You just had this huge spiritual transformation. It's like you just had this aha moment. Let's expand on your sun energy. You moved from something. the Seven of Swords. So with this Temperance card, right? That Temperance energy and that alchemy is going to help you along this way of straightening things out with this Capricorn, or straightening things out with yourself, even as far as these things and these belief systems that you had that we need to get rid of. That your past is not your future, and not only that, it's not your present, and it's not your title, it's not your, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not your ego. Like, it doesn't belong in your ego energy. This is not where you show up. Your past has nothing to do with that. And we are now going on to smoother waters. We are transitioning, right? And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so I feel like that some of us Aries, that we had children involved. Perhaps we had to leave some children, or perhaps some children were taken from us, or perhaps we were just separated from our children, right? I feel like that relationship, if it's been distant, we're going to get a new opportunity to mend that, or we're going to get a new opportunity to there's going to be an opportunity to mend that relationship. I feel like that someone's going to reach out. Yeah. Which is probably why we're feeling a little bit lighter. I feel like that's been bothering you quite a bit. Yeah. And with this Seven of Swords and this Ten of Wands, and perhaps this is why we were having some animosity towards this I'm gonna call it like it is, towards this Capricorn, right? Is we felt like they took something from us, or we felt like the reason why I couldn't move forward, they kind of used you as the reason as to why they weren't successful, or the reason why the things that weren't happening for them, they kind of put you as the totem to represent why it's not working, to represent why I'm angry, right? Even though it wasn't them, had nothing to do with them. You convinced yourself that they did have something to do with it, but it wasn't them. It was this past that you were hanging on to, and you were bringing it into the present. But I see that, Aries, you are doing some work. I see that you are taking those and you are moving them away from your relationship, from your way of thinking. You are moving those triggers and you're placing them someplace else. Some of you are burning them completely. Some of you are having a bonfire with these. And Aries, I hate to say it, some of you too are just moving them. And that's not, you're just moving them to a different place, right? And I don't recommend that, okay? If you can, have a bonfire for those triggers. Let's not hold on to them and just place them someplace else so we can pick them up later and put them on someone else. Because you're going to end up going into this right, this cycle. We're heading into a new cycle. We're heading into a new cycle, and for us to move into a new cycle, we have to burn it down, baby. Let it go. Ding dong dead. And speaking of the Death card, I expanded on that. And we have the Seven of Pentacles along with the Two of Pentacles. Right? You're like, you know what, Aries? I feel like that you want to work. Okay, so there's two things I'm getting. So the first thing is, some of us are like, you know what? I made a choice and I put work in, and I just didn't get back what I thought I was going to get back. It's almost like you looked at what you should have received from what you put into this relationship, from what you put into this job, from what you put into this family, right? You feel like you just haven't gotten back what you felt like you should have been paid, right? And I'm not even talking financially. I'm talking about like emotionally. I'm talking about, it's mostly emotionally. You just don't feel like what you put into it, you did not get back. I'm going to expand a little bit more on this. Yeah. So remember what we just talked about, Aries? How you just don't feel like you got back what you put in? That's the part of your way of thinking that needs to die, right? Because look at this. The Seven of Pentacles. Look how prosperous that crop is. The only thing that's not working in the scenario is you. You're the only one there looking like, oh, this isn't working out. Honey, I see everything blooming and growing. And you even have a seed here that just needs to be nurtured. What choice are you going to make, Aries? What choice are you going to make? I feel like you're not in a bad position. I feel like the only thing that is stopping you is you. I feel like we just need to shift our way of thinking, right? We just need to shift our way of thinking. It's almost like you're focusing on everything too much and you're analyzing it. And you know, once you start looking at something too long or too much, it starts to change shape. It starts to look weird, right? It's true. All right, so let's expand on your immediate present. You got some fabulous energy. Okay, enough. All right, so I expanded on that sun energy, and we got the Knight of Swords along with the Nine of Pentacles. So definitely I just feel that you just have this energy. You have that Aries energy of moving forward. And then we also have the Nine of Pentacles, which is another like earth energy. But not only that, I see that whatever this new opportunity is, it's going to make you feel so inspired. You're going to start getting a bit more money from it too. Let's say that, more opportunities. And I feel like the reason why is because it's starting to line up with you passionately, right? It's starting to, the frequency is starting to be the same as yours when it was here before and it brought you down, right? And now that this opportunity is here, the frequency is like exactly where you needed it to be. And it's definitely going to be work related. Now I expanded on the World card and I got the Moon card and the High Priestess. Aries, pay attention to our dreams that we're having, especially during the next full moon. And I see during this next full moon, we're going to have, that's when this opportunity is going to present itself. And it's not going to come as something like a sure thing. It's almost going to come, it's going to look a little weird. It's going to feel a little weird, but your intuition is going to tell you this is for me. This is the right thing. This is where I should be moving to. Because again, it's not going to look like how you think it should look, Aries. It is going to look like something different, but it's going to feel right. So follow that gut instinct and don't second guess it. And I feel like you're not. This new opportunity is going to be work related. It's going to be a collaboration, perhaps a partnership. Perhaps a partnership with a foreigner even. Yeah. Perhaps a partnership. Definitely. These doggone nails. Okay, so I expanded on that Ace of Cups. And I got the Three of Pentacles, Two of Cups, and then the Five of Cups, right? So that's why I feel like it's a complete partnership. And I expanded on that Ace of Wands. So we're definitely going to, we're starting a new something. It's going to be a new collaboration, a new business, a new partnership. And with that Five of Cups, why do I feel like... Five of Cups. I feel like there's something there that you're not gonna like, Aries. There's something there you're not gonna like 100. Yes. Okay. So whatever this partnership is, this partner's gonna come in with their ideas, And it's going to be like you have to kind of go with their ideas, because I feel like that they're going to come with the financial backing, right? And you're going to feel a little bit disappointed, like, that's not how I would do it. And, you know, with Aries, you being that cardinal sign, it's very difficult for you to follow something that you don't 100% believe in. You're not a 70-30, right? You're not a 60-40. You're like, I need to believe it 100% before I move forward. So there is going to be a little bit to where you don't, and I feel like that it's not that they don't know what they're doing and the idea is not going to work. I feel like you just don't understand it 100%. And perhaps that's where some of your disappointment is coming, because Aries, you hate not understanding something, right? You'll almost like, since I don't understand it, it must be wrong, it must be a lie. That's not necessarily true, Aries. Sometimes we just don't understand it, okay? And I feel like that's what this is. I want to expand on that 5 of Cups. Okay. Yeah. So, and I have the Queen of Cups there. So that Queen of Cups, and she's a loving queen, right? I see. So this might even be, this new partnership might be even someone or something that you're familiar with. And you didn't think you were going to have to go, you didn't think you were going to be in business or be in a situation to where you have to kind of answer to or report to this person, this entity, this organization, because you have a past, right? That's why you have the 5 of Cups, because you're like, you know, you really don't want to have to report to them, because you guys have a bit of a history and you never thought that you'd be in that position. I get it now. All right, my Aries, that is all I have for you for your March 2020 reading. Remember to subscribe, make a comment. I'd love to give you a complimentary reading. It would bring me so much joy. Otherwise, I'm going to see you next month, Aries. I absolutely adore you.